The first way that we try to get people to change is by giving them the facts of the situation. You know, we're all educated, successful people, and we like to believe that people are rational, that people listen to reason, that if you just give people accurate information about their situation, people aren't stupid. They'll learn, they'll get the facts, they'll change. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Those people who had severe heart disease, they knew their entire lives that they needed to exercise. They knew that they needed to eat healthier diets. They knew that they needed to deal with stress. It didn't make them change. Criminals know that if they commit crimes, they're going to go to prison. And, they know the facts of the situation. The auto workers at GM, they knew that unless they did a better job, unless they banded together, that the factory was going to go out of business. People know the facts. Just giving people the facts in an ideal world, accurate information should change things, but it doesn't. And why doesn't it? Well, people are in denial. If someone is denying their problem, it doesn't help to be rational. They're being irrational. So facts are the first thing that fails. First, we try to be rational and persuasive with people. When that works, we try fear. We're like, okay, they won't listen to reason. Let's deal with emotions. Let's go to fear. So the doctor goes to the heart patients and says, you have to change or you are going to die. The people who are running the car factory go to the workers and they say, you have to be more productive, more accurate workers, or the company's going to die, we're going to close the factory, you're going to lose your jobs. The criminal justice system goes to criminals and says, do you want to go back to jail? You've been to jail. You know how awful it is. We'll make the sentences longer. In the 1980s, only 62% of criminals got rearrested after they were set free. In the 1990s, it went up to 67%, even though judges were giving longer sentences and we were building more and more prisons. Fear just doesn't work. What I call the 3 keys to change all begin with R. The first one is that you need a new relationship with a person or a community who can inspire a new sense of hope. A new relationship with a person or with a community. Now, most of the time, this is for people who are demoralized. A lot of us change over the course of our lives. Change is natural to many of us. As we go through life, as we get older, we respond to challenges in our lives. We try different things. Remember that movie where Clint Eastwood played the Marine commander and he told his people that their motto should be improvise, adapt, and overcome? That's what most of us do in our lives. We improvise, we adapt, we overcome. If something isn't working in our lives, we try new things. We change depending on the circumstances in our lives. And as we go through the different stages of life, we change. So getting married or becoming a parent, tremendous changes, tremendous adaptations in our lives. The issue is people who are demoralized, people who don't have hope, people who don't have power. How are you going to change them? They can't change on their own. They've tried to change on their own. They've tried to change for years. These heart patients who go in for coronary surgery, over the course of decades they've tried to change. It hasn't worked. They need a new relationship with a new person or a new community who can inspire hope. Now, what do I mean by hope? I mean exactly the way the dictionary defines hope. Hope means an emotional feeling of belief and expectation. This isn't necessarily rational, it's emotional. You need someone, it can be an individual, it can be a group of people, it can be a community, who is going to inspire you with a sense of hope, who is going to make you believe and expect that you can change. Now, in the case of the heart patients, let's go back to those 3 cases. In the case of patients who've had heart surgery, and then the doctors say, okay, now go ahead and change. Do the doctors really believe that they can change? The doctors don't believe it. The doctors know that 90% of these heart patients don't change. The doctors have seen from the hundreds or thousands of patients in the course of their career that people don't change. So if you're a cardiologist and you tell your patient, now you have to change your lifestyle, now you have to be healthy, you do not believe that those people are going to change. It's irrational for you to believe it because day after day, people come into your office, you perform surgery on them, and then they don't change, and they go back to smoking, they go back to drinking, they're still sedentary, and a few years later, you do the heart surgery again. You do not believe it. So why do these other people change? Well, if you hire a personal trainer, the personal trainer believes that you can exercise. They have no doubt that you can exercise and that they can teach you how. If you hire a personal chef to cook you a healthy meal, they believe that you can eat that healthy meal. They believe that you are going to like the healthy cooking that you're doing for them. So you need a relationship with a person or a community who believes in you, who believes that you can change, and who's going to inspire you to change, who is going to make an emotional connection and inspire you to change, who is going to give that sense of belief and expectation.